Movies are not bound to reality. They can create new worlds, unrealistic situations, bring to life your wildest dreams. They can be full of magic, history, romance, adventure, and horror. But the one thing that many movies are still bound by is that death is irreversible. Movies about the supernatural may not present death as being final, but even if there is an afterlife, death makes you other. It is transformative. Sometimes it's that you can't interact with the physical world anymore, or by dying, you become some sort of translucent floating figure. And there is, of course, the whole zombie scenario. One of the few rules that seem to apply to witches and genies is that you can't bring people back from the dead. If you do bring them back, there are severe consequences, or they'll never really fit into the world again. There is one common plot that does allow for the return from death. It is the classic Jesus resurrection story, that a character who is worthy and usually makes a big sacrifice to save others can be brought back just that once as a sort of gift for their actions. But they're almost always the spectacular exception within their world, and others don't know how they did it. Sometimes they don't know how they did it. So death still, in other words, remains final. Now, I'm not talking about films that play with time or reality or preventing death, and we all know by now that if someone dies off screen, they're not dead. And of course, there are characters, usually in comedy, who can endure everything and basically can't die, but I really see those as an exception. I also think that most TV shows don't play by the same rules. TV is longer form, there are always changing actors or the need to have big finales, so TV is a lot more all over the place. But I think a vast number of movies that could break the laws of life keep this one thing permanent, and we could find reasons for this philosophically or technically, but I personally just like to look for it in film, to see how far movies, and by extension the audience, are willing to take that one certainty that we all exist with. And I wonder what impact it has when a film chooses to keep or bend the rule of death being final.